Speaking of confusion, there's a lot of confusion in Chicago, which is not abnormal for them, because the confusion continues in the case of actor Jussie Smollett. Now, Chicago police have released pages of investigative reports connected to the actor's case. It comes after the police chief and Mayor Rahm Emanuel were outraged by the prosecutor's decision to drop charges against Smollett.
End of the day, it's Mr. Smollett who committed this hoax, period. If he wanted to clear his name, the way to do that was in a court of law so that everyone could see the evidence. You all know what the bond proffer said. You know, we all know what it said. So, you know, I stand by the facts of what we produced. If they want to dispute those facts, then the place to do that is in court.
Never before did I actually think that I would see Rahm Emanuel and the chief of police and Trump supporters kind of on the same page and just as angry. Now, Jussie Smollett had been charged with multiple counts of felony disorderly conduct after he allegedly staged a racist and homophobic attack on himself in January. The state prosecutor in the case said Smollett has not been exonerated despite charges being dropped. And added charges are dropped all the time. It's just this case has become such a high-profile case. Smollett continues to deny any wrongdoing. But he agreed to forfeit his $10,000 bond and was credited for 16 hours of community service. For more, return to legal and media analyst Lionel. Thank you so much for joining us on this question. We kind of dive into it, but let's just look at this from 16 counts. You have the chief of police, you have the mayor, you have video evidence, you have signed checks, you have what you think would be a complete case, and yet, as the prosecutor says, she drops all charges. Is this something that happens all the time, as she stated?
No.
Okay.
In 35 years of my doing this, including being a prosecutor, the part about this that boggles my mind and my fellow prosecutors is that these charges were brought by a grand jury. What that means is it's not that the police charged them, and then later on you could say, you know, we looked at the case and these witnesses really weren't as credible as we thought, or the office direct files. But the citizens of Cook County sat impaneled as grand jurors, delivered 16 counts. They heard the evidence. Now, after the fact, for some reason, they heard something that they liked. Now, granted, they just need probable cause,
right,
which means, as we used to joke, he probably did it. But still, for no particular reason. Now, here's the big thing, too. For a prosecutor to get a call, first of all, if I were Kim Foxx.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
We talk about corruption in police departments all the time, including Chicago PD. But in this case, they actually had their act together. They did a thorough investigation. Now we're looking at a prosecutor's office. Corruption in a prosecutor's office. Could that have happened in this situation?
Well, always. But see, the worst kind of corruption is the corruption where there's money, not exchange, but political. But here's the thing. If I were Kim Foxx, and I had Tina Chen or somebody text me.
Well, let's put some names to this. Okay, so Kim Foxx is the Cook County State Attorney involved in the case.
She's the right.
Tina Chen she's basically a lawyer for.
She was
Michelle Obama's former chief of staff.
So they're talking back and forth.
Friends.
As a prosecutor, I would have said, "Don't you ever text me. You're texting me about a case. You're asking me, the DA, to intervene in a case of somebody, not even your cousin or something." I could maybe understand that. Maybe, even that's improper. But this Hollywood star, and you're saying, can you do something to help me out? I'm the prosecutor. I'm supposed to put him in jail. And as you said, you have the Chicago Police Department against, and Rahm Emanuel, who basically is turning his back, I guess, on the, let's call it, the Obama machine. You can call it whatever you want. Those are the names of these factions. And I'm not going to say it's corruption or whatever it is. All I'm saying is it's improper. In courts, lawyers and judges have this one particular canon: to avoid the mere appearance of impropriety, because you represent the state and the people. You're their lawyer.
That's their job.
Right.
To represent them.
So what happens is, where do the people go to get their money back for the efforts that were wasted? And imagine being a grand juror. You sat there and you said, we have 16 counts, and then it just goes away miraculously.
Well, a lot of people still have a lot of questions. We're going to have you back on as this is going to be a legal basis. I don't think it's done. I think you are actually going to see some people coming back in, because obviously don't make the chief of police of Chicago angry. It's obvious. He
No.
definitely does not want to make sure that his department looks bad in this.
Indeed.
Thank you so much for joining us on this.
Thank you.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.